There we go. Hello. Today we're going to be working on the green one. I'm really happy that we're going to actually be able to just tear some stuff apart today. So we're going to get out some big dog tools and we're going to start hammering on this stuff. I think we're going to keep on keeping on with the front of the car here. Yeah, I think so. We got to take off the front suspension. I already have the coilovers off. One of the brake calipers removed off the knuckle just to make it a little bit better. I don't have any pickle forks for the tie rod end or the ball joints, but it really hasn't caused me any trouble in the future too. I'll just pound on them a little bit with a hammer. They seem to go my way. I did, when I was doing this the first time, I ran into a problem where I couldn't get the front angle arm off of there, and so we might have to hammer on that guy a little bit too. That might even be where we start, just to see if that guy's ever freed up too. I let it sit in some penetrant, but that was, man, probably about like 4 weeks ago, maybe a month. This is uncomfortable. Not a great idea. This is the green one. Let's get to work on it though, and see what type of little fun we can find in here. Yeah. .22. All right. I like putting an extension on these guys too, because it gives just a little bit more weight. She ain't going nowhere. Let's give her some lubricants. Give her some more ugga-duggas. That's a firm bolt. All right, so this is where cars get pretty fun. I do have a few plans on how to attack this guy, but we are gonna have to, if we wanna put a breaker bar on it too, it makes no sense having a breaker bar on it if you have zero leverage on the opposite side. So need to get something underneath there for leverage. Push this underneath. All right, let's get our breaker bar and see what we can do to this guy.
This is one of my favorite cheap tools. I got it about 2 years ago, and it's actually got me out of a lot of jams. Has a swivel head on it. The coolest part about it, it extends. She's not moving very much either which way. It's a problem that there's so much play in the bushing here. I loosened up the other side while while the wheel was still on too, and I think that might be what's fighting me really badly here. I don't know. Ugga should have done the trick though. So the screen one has seen a little bit of a harder life than most MR2s. I mean, it's actually in really good condition. It hasn't seen too much rusting or anything like that, but it has been through a few previous owners that were very rough on cars, and sometimes these cars that's what they're good for too. So I'm not dogging them or anything like that too, but it is what it is, and it's what we got to deal with. So just taking a little cigarette break here, contemplating my next move. I think we're gonna extend out the breaker bar a little bit and try and give it some Dan Sam hops, but I probably weigh all of about 120 pounds too, so it's not a whole lot of force going down on that one. An extension, cheater pipe, always a great idea. I don't even know where I got this one from. I believe this was from like an elliptical set or something like that too, but it was hard enough, thick enough metal for me to use, and fits right over there too. I would definitely suggest keeping your eye out for any type of tubing, piping that can help you along in these situations, because leverage is the mother of all inventions. All right, so usually I start off kind of going both ways on these guys, because you can almost break a bolt free by even going a little bit tighter if you got some threads to work with, which I do. And but I think we're just gonna go for the good old lefty-loosey on this guy. All right, let's see if we can get a good enough angle to hop on. Oh yeah, it's right there. Trying to get this bar out as far as possible here to get as much leverage as possible. I'm just stretching down the core support right there. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher on this guy. We're just twisting that arm. Let's see here if I can see what's going on. Oh yeah, pulling the entire car over to me. Might be at the impasse here. That's gonna crack me right in the nuts. I'm gonna really regret that. But here we are. Can already see the capillary effect starting to take action. Sorry if my knee was in the way there. Nice hairy knee for you guys. Honestly, shooting for here is getting this guy red hot. It's already tempered steel, so probably grade 10.5. It's crazy the grades, how many different grades of metal there are out there, really. Shearing forces, engineers, you guys are pretty darn cool. There we go, now we're starting to get somewhere. Can just now see that this guy has a jam washer along with it, which may be the main thing that's fighting me here. And I may have to just cut this guy off here. See, I got an AC line right there. But who needs AC, right? Oh, I changed up the lighting. Hey, look at that. I didn't even know you could do that. So, man, this thing has been giving me some trouble. I don't think that was the same lighting. There we go. Man, this thing has been giving me some trouble. I think I'm just gonna cut it off at this point in time. Really, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, Dan. Anyways, yeah, let's get to it. Just a little safety tip for you guys, because I'm very much guilty of this. I don't know if anybody else is ever this stupid, but whenever I'm replacing my whatever I'm working with on my angle grinder here, I leave it either off or not plugged in, whatever one you can do. Because even with the safety switch, sometimes when I'm reaching for this lock to release it, of course there goes the lawnmower. I almost always grab for this button right here and try and turn it on while I have my hand in there. So I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but yeah. I'm using one of these cheap Warrior cutoff wheels, and I actually have some pretty good ones, but I'm kind of scared that it's just gonna gobble this guy right up too. So I'm gonna be as gentle as possible and see if I can get anything done with this guy. Let's find my safety glasses. No movement. Let's give it a little bit more. All right, let's give this thing one last tug. Yeah. Ooh, baby, that sucker's probably hot. Woo. Yep, let's see how much damage we did there. Actually, not too much, really. We just did a little bit of scoring, but you know, some of these pieces I wanted to save, some of them I didn't, and this was just one of those pieces that I didn't really mind too much about. All right, let's keep on moving. All right, here we are again. We are going to try and just give this guy some little bit of juice here. Just got back from a little soda break here, and let's see if we can give this guy some beans. Should be good. Try not to mushroom that guy out too much so I can get it out still. The knuckle is the one piece that I want to save. Oh, I did mushroom it out pretty good, but there are tools for this, by the way, but this is gonna be a rough one, I can already tell. All right, so I worked the nut back off a little bit further here, just so I could get a better angle at this guy. It's got one of those hardened bushings inside of here, so I'd probably give this thing some really good meat. So I got my little mini sledge here, and I'm just gonna hold on to the knuckle, and that was how she goes. Actually, I must have been working on that thing so hard that it was only the nut that was holding it on anymore, and that's the tie rod apparently. Just so you guys know, some of these components, nomenclature, we're looking at the tie rod. This is going back to the steering rack. And so you're gonna have two pieces to your tie rod. You're gonna have the outer piece, and those guys are gonna be side specific. You're also gonna have this here jam nut, which is what they use to set the length of the tie rod, which adjusts a lot of angle, a lot of geometry in your suspension there. Probably one of the most crucial pieces to how your car handles, honestly, is these here tie rods. So you have the inner, you have the jam nut, and then, you have the outer, you have the jam nut, and then you have the inner there, and then that one goes back and hooks all the way back into the mechanical portion of my rack, and it's probably the hydraulic portion of your rack. Anyways, let's keep on cranking on. We still have the lower ball joint to pop off here, but I think that one was already pretty loose from me having this thing apart before, so just went back onto some ramps here. Maybe a little bit more stable of a platform. Oh yeah. I like these ramps. Thanks again, Jarrett. If you ever watch this stuff. I highly doubt it though. It's weird, there's like feathers underneath here. I swear to God, I did not hit a bird. There's feathers underneath here. And let's move the jack over to this other side. Ta-da! She's all up in the air. Oh, here we go. Got a cotter pin in here. Let's get our cotter pin extracting methodology here. Grab the other guys, but I want it to look cool. You know, best way to look cool in front of the ladies is using tools. Or if you are a tool, it's one of those two. That's what my dad always used to say. Oh, yeah. Trying to hold this guy out of the way and do this one-handed. It's one of the common struggles of YouTube. I don't think I've ever gotten on this one right here. But we'll give it some ugga-duggas. Well, yeah, we were on that. Ba-doo! Oh. Caught my thumb on that heat shield there. Come on, baby. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's a couple pinch bolts right there. Didn't even need to do that. That's probably why I never took that off before. What the hell are they? 17s, where did that 17 go? I'm flinging stuff around now. 17. Getting closer to a 14. You don't see me get this one. That's our knuckle. This is one of the main staples that we need. We'll be pressing in some bearings into this guy here really soon. Although these guys actually feel pretty good. They don't sound all that great. That could just be my... Yeah, I think that's just my fingers though, making that noise, but that's a big victory. Now we can clean this guy up too and make him look all nice and fresh for the new car. Ta-da! Sorry about not filming with the light on for that earlier part. There you go. There's an angle arm or A arm or control arm assembly there. Still has the ball joint on it too. I wish they sold them like this. You know, they sell a lot of stuff in the aftermarket these days with these ball joints already pre-mounted to them, but not in our case. Not in us MR2 folk case. We got it all hard and fast. Oh, here's a little bit of the damage that we caused earlier. Nothing too bad. I don't know if it'll focus in on that too. A little groove. Like I said, we're not even gonna be using this stuff, but to set that other one down on the ground, I think we're going with some Racer X stuff or some Wilhelm Race Works, and everybody calls him by his first name like they know him. It's fucking weird, I'm not gonna lie, but poof, here we are over here. This is the other side. Hanging on by that brake cable there. I told you guys I wasn't really all that safe, but these are just the things I do. I wouldn't recommend anybody else does this. I'm really just here to let you guys know how I did it and maybe explain a few components along the way, and you know, maybe take some of this stuff off here. So we'll get started in maybe the same place actually. I might take off this this brake cable here real quick actually, and be kind of nice. Whoever gets these brakes after me, I'm sure they're gonna want to replace that anyways with some nice steel braided ones, but we'll try and save this for the moment. She didn't have too much in her because I had already disconnected it from the master cylinder. So cheap tools, my kind of thing. I don't like spending too much money on stuff that I'm already gonna break. I do end up buying one or two of these guys every once in a while. This one actually happens to be a Craftsman too, so it's not too bad, but it's definitely not the right tool for this particular job, but it works. This crusty. Oh, this guy could have used a brake flush a long time ago. Been really enjoying this Cobalt 24 volt that I got a long time ago, probably close to 2 to 3 years ago. But man, this guy has stood the test of time here, and that's not saying anything for the company. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, although I'd like any sponsor that I could possibly get, but who knows. That guy was barely on there. That's a common thing that you're gonna find too if you buy somebody else's project car. It's really good to go over every single bolt. I know it sounds meticulous and stupid, but I found so many loose bolts on this vehicle when I got it. It was not even funny. And all right, let's keep this thing the beans. Jeez, man, both of these. I thought they were gonna be a lot harder than that. Well, kept the hammer really nice. Yeah, moving on. Oh, I can't remember what these were on the bottom here. I think they were 1. Yeah, 14. To hold the pinch bolt into place here. Hopefully myself a little bit of clearance over here. We're coming in left-handed. Always a great idea. Another knuckle down. Ball joint's still on there too. I think we're, when we get our new control arms and everything, we're definitely doing new ball joints, so I don't see any reason to mess with those guys too much. It's actually kind of a benefit right there, but let me get to this other long-ass bolt here, and we'll have another complete side of suspension completely torn down. We're doing a pretty good job today, keeping a pretty good pace. Probably stop humming, that probably makes me look like a psychopath. All right, let's see, where did you go? Right here, but we want you. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We need the aid of some heart. My beautiful head in the way here. Just need to get a good twist on this guy here. Maybe I can get her going with my finger. No. Here, come on. Sound effects free on this episode. All right, there we go. Skidoo. 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 That was 3 skidoos. In this undercover. I swear this is the only MR2 I've ever seen with a undercover still left on it. Alright. I just don't want this guy to fall. Trying to be professional for y'all. Professional with my shitty tools. Alright, come on, baby. Longest bolt known to man. Probably goes all the way to the bumper. Holds the rear bumper on. Yep. This is the one. I know this one. It's a 22830 AA410. No, just kidding. That's a made-up number. Yeah. Come on. Oh yeah, I left you on here just a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Another successful A-arm out. Angle arm. Might even call them lateral links. I don't know. I think lateral has to actually be perpendicular to another one, or lateral to it. But anyways, yeah, I think that's maybe where we're gonna end it today. Honestly, we could get her up a little bit higher and go after the power steering rack, but for that one, I want to move over to the interior real quick and tear out the interior so I can get access to the steering column. And a lot of this stuff is just to set up the primered car and make sure that everything's gonna function the way that we need it to function. And then from there, we take it all back apart and clean up everything, get everything painted, and we go racing. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, I mean, in other videos and whatnot, if you could give me a like, a comment, a subscription, subscribe to me, would be super awesome. Just asking. I hope you like the content. Tell me if you don't. Give me a thumbs down. Something like that. I don't know. Just let me know. All right, guys.